everybody, welcome back. This is Dan at Valhalla Games, and I'm just catching you up with the Workbench update. Now, for some people who have seen it recently, in particular at Mother of All Battles of Moab in Sydney, might seen some of these there and therefore be like, hey, this is old news, but I only realised how much I'd got painted after the last update. So just thought I'd take you through it and let you know how it finished up. Of course, I was doing a Round My Wargames Room in 80 Days challenge with seeing how much I could paint. And I just wanted to go through what I've done and give you guys a bit of a roundup. So first of all, on my painting table, I had, as I updated you last time, about all these airborne jeeps. So these were the front ones here. Or the Rubicon ones, were I got in a sort of a bulk buy off a guy I regularly get stuff off, and look into my last Workbench updates for a bit on that. Rubicon Jeeps, I've never got a brand new kit, so I don't know if things like the bonnet detail and that have any options in the pack, but they're not completely what I wanted for British airborne Jeeps. But they're pretty good. So I had a bit of a cut and a bit of a kit bash sort of a thing for the Vickers K guns on them, painted them up, and I gotta say I'm pretty happy for some cheap pickups there. They're bulk out to sort of a British airborne recce force, no problem at all. Probably do prefer some of the other options out there in regards to the British airborne Jeeps. Other manufacturers, Warlord do a good one. It stands very high, the Warlord one, and First Corps do nice ones as well. And I believe there are some other manufacturers out there that might be considering making one in the future, and I won't say any more than that in case it's a closely guarded secret. But I do happen to know that is the case whenever it is. So I'm looking forward to seeing other people produce them. And speaking of other Jeeps, if we go across to here, and I know I spoke about the Warlord ones, so here we go. Here's two of the Warlord recce Jeeps that I had on my painting table. You notice it's always a funny thing weathering airborne vehicles, or British airborne vehicles historically, because of course they tended to be deployed on operations that didn't last as long as some other forces, and so you're treading a fine line with the weathering. It doesn't look right to not weather it at all, but of course, maybe not as intense weathering as some others. So I was stuck with a little bit of dry dirt and stuff like that, and a few scrapes and stuff on the Allied stars and across the vehicle recognition numbers and stuff like that. Just to basically show that it's they've been in the thick of it for X amount of time and taken some damage. And I really enjoyed making this, and this one here is the Signals Jeep, and that was really nice. It was nice to have the different figures in there for the front seat passenger there with the Sten and the signaller in the back operating the wireless. Really nice sculpts. I'll just go around here so you can see them. Yeah, they're really nice, and the detail on the vehicle itself is a little bit different, with the molded detail on the wire spools and everything, batteries, all that sort of stuff. And I'll just zoom out here so you can see that it's actually quite a bit different to the regular airborne Jeep, as it should be. So well done, Warlord. Thoroughly enjoyed that one. Other stuff I've done, I have completed the cut down Morris, which being an artillery tow, in particular for 17 pounder, which is on my workbench going forward. So I thoroughly enjoyed this giant airborne beach buggy. It was really nice. It's nice having the again a driver and the different uniform, the undershirt there. It's really nice. Strange thing to get quite excited about, but that bit of canvas on the front bonnet there was sculpted really nicely. It really dry brushed up excellently. It was quite satisfying. Other things as well, I have completed another 6 pounder. Crew yet to come. I have got the Warlord crew. It's a Warlord 6-pounder, that one. I have got the Warlord crew, but I've decided to use, because I've got a couple of them now, I've sent away for the First Corps 6-pounder crew, which Airborne 6-pounder crew, which I'm looking forward to getting, just to have a bit of a difference on the tabletop. Tetrarch. So a little bit of sheen off this one on the roof of the turret, and the reason for that is I just applied some varnish waiting for decals. I've just decided to take a bit of a deep breath. I'm looking forward to getting hopefully one day a book on British airborne armoured fighting vehicles from World War II, and I just want to check out the versatility and make sure that if I can, if there is a similar scheme that the British Airborne used as well as other forces, particularly like in Madagascar perhaps, that I could use one of those schemes that sort of ties over both of them for realism and the ability to use it in multiple places really. But apart from that, it's all finished. You can see the highlights and everything on there. It's a lovely vehicle to paint up. Yeah, really nice. This one here was a bit of a star of the show when I went across to Moab. People seem to really enjoy this. This is the 6th Airborne Recce Troop captured SDKZ 10/4 and made to look quite like the historical photographs of it. The crew in there are just sitting there. So Rubicon crew member on the driving. And what that was, the legs didn't actually fit from the British Airborne Jeep, so I've used the German legs and put on the Rubicon British Airborne torso and arms, and the passenger next to him, and again in the undershirt, that is the Warlord Games British Jeep driver, just with the helmet, the steel helmet cut off, and the a beret placed on him and a bit of hair sculpted back in, and just made to look like the historical photo of that, or the most common historical photo you see of that in action. So I can use that as German or British, and it was a bit of a star for me at Moab. As I say, I performed pretty decently on the tabletop, but more so, people seem to really enjoy the theme that had delivered to the army. So there we go. Some of that stuff I hinted at last time when you saw the last video. So I just wanted to give you an update on it. But just so you didn't think I was getting lazy, and that's all I've done, in case that's not quite enough for you sitting at home, I thought I'd get busier as well and complete some more stuff for my 80 days challenge. 2 Schwimmwagens there. These are the die-cast metal ones. Really good scale. Play Art, I think the name is under there. Play Art Schwimmwagen. Really quite durable. Detail is acceptable from the distance. The one on the right has got a bit of a hole where it's missing its machine gun when I got it. So these cost me like 50 cents each. And I'm just going to put a bit of stowage on there, or I've got an actual MMG from a Rubicon one that I didn't put on one that I assembled before, so I might use that on there. But yeah, a little bit of stowage, and I'm considering actually, I know it's the mother of all evils, but I'm considering actually basing these two and having dismounted guys around it. And to me, that is a time when you should base vehicles, as if you've got guys jumping off the sides, dismounting and stuff like that, to make a little vignette. I don't normally prescribe to mount basing my vehicles, and if you guys do or don't, I'm interested to hear your comments below. But yeah, that's the only time I really do it. So I want to have some guys jumping off there, maybe around the vehicle, using it as some cover. Here I've got the Warlord Games 250. So this one here done up as a /9, but I've got the removable top, and you'll notice, the keen-eyed amongst you, that I've got a little hole there in the top, and that is so that I can actually, once I've taken off the additional armour and the cupola off the top, I can actually place in the machine gun shield in there and use it as a normal 250. I'll probably end up putting in a little magnet in there, and at the bottom of that MG shield, just so it doesn't have a hole in it. But you know what? For the moment, for the basis of my, or for the purposes of my Around the Room in 80 Days, which is just finished, I'm going to call it finished. Kubelwagen and another Schwimmwagen. This one here is a Rubicon one. So all those vehicles, apart from the 250, were all got second hand. So a couple of them, a little bit of stuff I'm going to do, like a little bit of muds around the wheels and stuff like that, the tyres, just to hide a couple of imperfections I've got, having had it second hand. And the last thing I'm going to show you that I finished off around my War Games room in 80 days is this Priest. I thoroughly enjoyed doing this. I think, yeah, I'm looking forward to doing some other German sort of mechanised sort of armoured guns as well, gun platforms, because I really enjoyed having the crew inside there. I wasn't enjoying having it. I wasn't looking forward to doing it, and I wasn't expecting that I'd enjoy it so much. But I really thoroughly enjoyed it. It was really good, and again, maybe I've got a thing for tarpaulins and canvas, but I thoroughly enjoyed getting this done, and just the amount of sculpting that had gone into it. And so when I got all pigments and stuff like that onto it, it came out looking really nice. So there we have it. There's a final update for my Around My War Games room in 80 days. Yep, I like to think I did pretty well considering. I hope you guys think I had a good shot at it as well. I'll update the list on our blog as well so you can see how much I've done. But considering I spent so much time away from work and over visiting Rex and his family, I think I've done a pretty good job there. I'd like to think you guys would too. Hope you've enjoyed following me as I've shot for the moon and landed amongst the stars, getting plenty of stuff done. It's nice to get a bit of impetus into your hobby, and I recommend that if you can sort of challenge yourselves in some sort of way, go for it, get after it.
Thanks for joining us at home, and we'll look forward to seeing you for the next battle report. Thanks guys, bye.